Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving into a figure whose shadow, I mean, it stretches across all of American music history. Robert
The
Johnson.
king of the Delta blues singers.
Yeah, exactly. He was a poor African-American farm child from Mississippi. His 29 recorded songs became like the literal sonic blueprint for, well, everyone. Rolling Stones, Led
Kuga,
Zeppelin.
Bob Dylan, Eric Clapton. The list goes on. It's an influence that is just undeniable.
Right.
But what's truly fascinating in the sources you brought today is
Hmm.
um, we aren't just reading history here. We're looking at this massive, forward-facing strategic initiative.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just about memorializing the past. It's, about monetizing the legacy to fund the future.
That's the core thesis, really, of this entire deep dive. Our sources detail the marketing and the mission behind the Robert Johnson Blues and Mississippi Music Festival. It's explicitly designed as an economic blueprint for the region.
Okay.
The mission is kind of twofold. Preserve Mississippi's blues' heritage, sure, but also empower local artists, families, small businesses, and ultimately fund the Robert Johnson Foundation to actually materialize the Robert Johnson Blues Park in Crystal Springs.
Ah, the park.
Uh-huh.
So that park is the physical manifestation of this
Yeah.
this long-term vision.
Exactly.
It's intended to be an affordable, sustainable performance venue for independent and local musicians.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the entire festival plan for May 8th through 10th, 2026, it's essentially a 3-day fundraiser for infrastructure.
And the specific dates are really rooted in history. It's happening in Hazlehurst, Mississippi, which was Johnson's birthplace.
Okay.
And May 8th is his actual birthday. He was born back in 1911.
Which brings us to a potential point of, well, maybe tension, or at least discussion. When you hear Robert Johnson Blues Festival, you kind of expect a strict focus on, Delta slide guitar, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But the organizers seem to be doing something radically different.
But that's where it gets really interesting, I think. The programming is explicitly designed to reflect the full breadth of music Johnson inspired.
The full breadth.
Yeah, the source material lists blues, gospel, R&B, rock, and, quote, pretty much every genre.
Wait, hang on. A festival dedicated to the King of the Delta Blues is pairing blues and hip-hop on Friday, May 8th, his birthday.
Yep.
Isn't that, I don't know, strategically risky from a pure heritage preservation standpoint?
Well, I see the strategy there, though. I mean, they're not trying to attract only the 90-year-olds who remember the blues firsthand.
Okay, fair point.
They need to bridge that generational gap, right? Attract the new music fans who understand the modern evolution of the sound. So the festival showcases 6 headliners and 6 features across 6 distinct genres to make that direct link.
Okay. And that genre split, it really highlights the expansive reach of Mississippi music then.
Totally.
So Friday, the actual birthday, is blues and hip-hop. Saturday, May 9th, mixes R&B soul with country folk.
And that country folk crossover, it's apparently so pivotal that they're actually selling the segment naming rights as Country Soul Night.
Huh. Country Soul Night. Interesting branding.
And then Sunday, May 10th, closes out with Gospel and Jazz again, available to be sponsored as Gospel and Jazz Sunday.
So it's an undeniable acknowledgement, then, that the root sound of the blues is, well, the fertile ground for almost everything else we listen to today.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the artist lineup, I assume, is designed to underscore this evolution.
It seems so. You have classic blues and soul voices like Columbus Toy, Music Dog TV, Queen Tamara Tate. They kind of anchor the heritage.
Right, the foundational sounds.
But then you have the artists defining the next evolution of the Mississippi sound. We're talking Prep Cashmere.
Prep Cashmere.
Described in the source as having country music dripping gold.
Okay, dripping gold, got it.
Or the Jacktown Trap Thriller, who is apparently spitting blue stories with rap fire.
Blue stories with rap fire, wow. Okay.
And let's not forget the gospel crossovers. You've got Eddie Seawood Jr., but also Real Wheel, a.k.a. Fresh Prince.
Wait, the Fresh Prince, or just a.k.a. Fresh Prince?
Just a.k.a. Fresh Prince, I believe, rapping gospel. Or KB the Trapper, who delivers, and this is a quote, a trapping motherhood mix.
A trapping motherhood mix,
Yeah.
alongside pure Delta blues. That's quite a tightrope walk for their programming team.
It really is. But this diversity seems to be the absolute key to their marketing plan. So this raises that important question. Why is the risk worth it? Why be so genre fluid?
Well, I think it's because the festival isn't just about appreciating the blues in a museum kind of way. It's about claiming the lineage of Black excellence in Mississippi music across all modern genres. That's the underlying message, maybe.
Yeah, I see that.
By bringing in hip-hop and trap, they're ensuring the relevance of Robert Johnson's influence to the local creatives working right now.
Ah, fulfilling that promise of empowering today's artists.
Exactly. It connects that deep history to the present economic engine they're trying to build.
That makes perfect sense now. Okay, so given this massive cultural breadth and this really strategic programming, what does the physical on-the-ground experience actually look like? Let's shift gears a bit from the music to the economic infrastructure.
Sure. It's being promoted as a historic celebration set right there in Copiah County, transforming the legacy into an unforgettable cultural experience. It's not just the main stage, it's like a whole ecosystem, vendors, family activities.
Right. And I appreciate that they've made community engagement a specific physical component. A key highlight seems to be the daily open mic lounge starting at 3 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
The description is fantastic, where karaoke meets live band energy for a mind-blowing community experience.
Karaoke meets live band. Okay, I like that.
That's where the indie artists they really want to support are actually getting their chance to shine during the festival itself. You know?
Yeah, that's smart. And vital for the local economy is the Mississippi Taste Pavilion, designed specifically for culinary vendors. They're making sure the investment recirculates locally, not just through ticket sales, but through, small business commerce right there on site.
That's crucial. So if we look at the financial ambition behind all this, I mean, the organizers are clearly thinking globally, but they're acting very locally too.
Absolutely. The audience projection is fascinating here. They expect 5,000 to 10,000 physical attendees.
Which is a decent size for an inaugural event.
It is. And covering an astonishing age range. 18 to 90 plus.
Wow, 90 plus. And the audience profile, it shows a deep commitment to Mississippi pride, doesn't it? 60% local residents, 30% regional visitors.
Right. Only 10% are projected to be out-of-state tourists, which means the initial success relies heavily on community buy-in.
Definitely.
But the digital reach targets potentially 1 million plus online viewers worldwide, with heavy promotion focusing on the Southeast.
And they're using multiple domains, like robertjohnsonbluesmsmusicfest.com, to make sure they capture that organic traffic and maximize the global visibility. Smart move.
Very smart.
And despite the high financial stakes we're about to get into, the event itself is pretty accessible. Single-day passes are only $20. Full weekend pass is $50.
Yeah.
It's clear they are balancing massive fundraising needs with grassroots community inclusion.
And that accessibility is probably part of this strategy, too. It allows them to position this festival as an investment vehicle in culture.
Right.
Generating that ongoing revenue stream needed for the Robert Johnson Foundation and, crucially, the park construction.
So let's talk about the bottom line, then. What does this all mean financially? They state they've satisfied most costs already, but they are raising $284,700 for the remaining expenses to fully execute the event.
Yeah, and when we look at that breakdown, we get a really clear picture of their explicit financial priorities. The two largest line items, they just dominate the entire remaining budget.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, $109,000. That's, 38% of the remaining funds allocated to staff fees.
Staff fees, so
Yeah.
that's security, admin, tech, parking, all that operational stuff.
Exactly. It's a major operational commitment.
Okay. And the second biggest?
Just shy of that, at $100,000, is the explicit contribution to the foundation.
Ah, okay.
And what's noteworthy here is the terminology the source uses. They call it a love token contribution to Robert Johnson Foundation.
A love token. That's an unusual language for a formal budget line item, isn't it? What do you think that signifies?
I think it really signifies the nature of their fundraising approach. It's an appeal that's not just about, say, a tax deduction, but about emotional buy-in.
Ah, like a gesture.
Yeah, a token of affection and respect for the legacy. That $100,000 is the direct philanthropic output that immediately funds the park's materialization over in Crystal Springs.
Got it. Okay. Other costs are also substantial, though. $50,000 for marketing and advertising, which shows how seriously they're taking the need for global visibility.
Definitely need that reach.
And a relatively small $15,200 for discounted performing artist fees, which suggests maybe many performers are participating with a deep dedication to the cause, not just for a big paycheck.
Yeah, that figure does seem low for headliners and features across 3 days. Suggests a lot of buy-in from the artists themselves.
Right.
And this overall financial goal is what makes the sponsorship tiers so, fascinating. They really illustrate the massive return on investment the organizers are promising their partners.
Yeah, let's look at those. They range from Southern Pride Bronze at $25,000 plus, all the way up to the Elite Music Monarch Platinum tier,
Platinum.
which requires a minimum investment of $300,000 plus.
Wow. 300K plus.
These aren't just ads, these are full co-branding partnerships at that level.
And the platinum perks are really telling about the high-end goals of this event, aren't they?
How so?
They receive exclusive co-branding, which essentially makes them a partner, not just a sponsor. They get a full 1-minute promo video,
Okay.
which includes a custom jingle for their brand. Imagine that.
A custom jingle. And the VIP treatment is, well, it's pretty unmatched. First-class flights for up to 6 people.
First-class flights.
And a title sponsor tent with a private VIP entrance and catered food service provided by a different Mississippi restaurant each of the 3 days.
Wow. So they're selling exclusivity and this direct alignment with Mississippi culture baked right in.
Exactly. And even the gold sponsors, contributing $200,000 plus, they receive major visibility through those segment naming rights we talked about.
Right. They get to own, quote-unquote, Gosselman Jazz Sunday or Country Soul Night.
Aligning their brand, as the source puts it, with the soul of history, Black excellence, and Mississippi pride.
It's very explicit positioning.
So the ultimate takeaway here, it seems, is that the commercial success of this extremely diverse, high-visibility festival is directly tied back to a specific community goal.
Yeah. The funding generated by these huge partnerships boosts tourism, sure, but it also ensures the longevity of that planned affordable performance venue in Crystal Springs.
So what is really commerce pays for community empowerment? That seems to be the model.
Yeah. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, haven't we? Seeing how the Robert Johnson Blues and Mississippi Music Festival is this major cultural and economic initiative for Hazlehurst and Crystal Springs. It's intentionally stretching across 6 diverse genres, maybe controversially for some, but the goal is to ensure that the legacy of the blues is converted into a lasting physical monument.
Right. The park.
And a functional resource center for the next generation musicians. It's future-focused.
Yeah. We see how one foundational historical figure, Robert Johnson, is not just being remembered on his birthday, but is actively being leveraged, you could say, to shape the musical and economic future of his home state.
It's through this shrewd combination of commerce and community building.
Exactly.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture for you, the listener, does the success of regional cultural festivals like this one, leveraging historic American figures and massive corporate sponsorship, does that represent the most effective, maybe the most sustainable way to fund local arts and infrastructure projects today?
That's a really interesting question. Legacy meaning sustainable development.
Right. How historical figures, their stories, their legacies can actually be the key to local economic survival and growth. Something to think about.